going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 22 Ultimate Team video. Later today, the Gridiron Guardians promo will be going live, formerly known as MUT Heroes, and within that promo, you're going to have the chance to earn 2 free 90 overall GG players. Now, one of them we know is going to be earned from milestone rewards through playing Ultimate Challenges, and it's going to be an NCAT card, meaning that you can't trade it, auction it, or sell it. Actually, auctioning and selling are the same thing. I'm an idiot. You cannot trade it, collect it, or sell it. But it's going to be a free 90 overall, and that one I'm going to assume is going to be a fantasy pack where you get to pick the card that you want. Now, you are going to be able to earn a second card that you can sell or trade through various objectives within the missions for this GG promo. That one we don't know yet because no screenshots have come out if you're going to be able to sell the, if that one's going to be a fantasy pack. So we don't know if you'll have your choice on that, but we do know the NCAT version will give you the choice of what card you want. And so in this video, we're going to go over all of the cards and then let you know the best ones to pick. So when you get this pack unlocked, you can make the right decision and pick the best card for your team. When the content and the promo drops later on this morning, we'll have another video going over how to get those free cards and everything else, including the packs, the solos, everything you need to know about this promo. Now, the first thought when I saw all of these cards, much like the rest of the community yesterday, is that they're all really slow and they just don't look that great and a little bit underwhelming. But there is one thing that we have to point out here, okay? And when you play through the solos, you're going to earn a strategy item, and I think they called it a super suit. And I kind of like the concept of this because, number one, you're going to get this strategy item for free as long as you play through your solos. It's only going to be active during the active period of this promo, which is today, October 1st to October 14th. But look at all of the boosts that it's going to give you. I mean, that's everything, right? I think it boosts every single attribute on the card. So when we take a look at these cards, just kind of keep in mind that everything on here, as long as you get that strategy item, which is going to be free from solos, so you're probably going to earn it anyway while you're grinding to get this free 90, it's going to basically be +1 everywhere. So these cards technically aren't 90s. They're 91 overalls, and then when you factor in the power-up, you're basically at a 92 overall, and then when you get other strategy items mixed in, you know, we're looking at 93, 94, so these cards, face value, look not great, but some of them, when you add in all of this, and a lot of this is free, makes them a whole lot better. So let's get on into the cards here. There's still some absolutely terrible cards, but we're going to go over all of them. And the first one is DeForest Buckner. Now, this card isn't totally bad, but it's also not great either. He's a speed rusher, but only has 70 speed, which is pretty low. When I looked at all of the other defensive tackles in the game and checked their speed ratings, 70 was still fairly low, along with the 85 strength, not great. The finesse move is like his superhuman ability. That's the one that's a little OP compared to everything else. And he does have the highest finesse move for all defensive tackles in the game. So that reason alone, it makes it a solid card. He's going to, you know, probably get to the pass or get to the passer as a pass rusher a little bit better with that 91 finesse move. Block shed's not bad at 87. So he's going to be decent against the run. I would say, you know, this card, if you play a run heavy player, he's probably going to get eaten up. But if it's somebody who's passing all game, this card's pretty good. And I always talk about this with the free cards. Normally, you don't really want to spend your coins on defensive tackles and offensive linemen. So this is not a bad option for a free card because then you can allocate your coins towards the skill positions, the wide receivers, the halfbacks, the quarterbacks, the cornerbacks, etc. So not a bad card, probably not my number one choice, but it's also not awful, and there's definitely cards out there that are a lot worse. Let's move on to the next one. Alvin Kamara. I mean, you're immediately going to notice that he's only 87 speed, which I wish was higher. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Elvin always, for whatever reason, gets shafted when it comes to speed in MUT. But keep in mind the super suit and the +1. So now we're looking at 88 speed. And then if you power him up, we're looking at 89 speed. So we're getting close to 90. Again, it's not great, but it's also not unusable. So this card, I like it because he's a receiving back, and the catch rating at 80 is like, I think, top 5 in running backs. He's in between Amon Green, who has like an 82, and the base or core elite Christian McCaffrey, which I think is 79. So the catching is pretty good compared to all other running backs. I wish agility and change of direction were better. I think that's where they're really low. The break tackle is really good. 91 break tackle for a receiving back, not bad. Again, another card I don't think is god-awful when you add in the super suit and the power-up, but it's also not the best out there, but I just don't think it's that bad. And, you know, if you're going with a double running back set, kind of where you got a power back and a receiving back, this is a pretty good option there at that point. Now let's talk about some really awful cards. And I promise you, I'm not hating because this is a Cowboy as much as I want to. And you know what? I don't care. I am hating because it's a Cowboy. But this card's bad. Even Cowboy fans will admit it. 87 speed Amari Cooper, okay? So that's just too slow already. You add in the super suit, 89, power him up. Super suit, 88, power up, 89. Not bad, okay, but for a wide receiver, 89 speed is kind of on the lower tier right now with all of the other cards out there. The thing that makes this card really bad, though, is that his superhuman ability is short route running. This is like the equivalent, I don't know how many Family Guy members we have, or Family Guy watchers out here, but a long time ago when Family Guy first started, there was an episode where like all of the people in Family Guy had superpowers, and Meg's was to grow her nails incredibly long and fast. And that's like what this Amari Cooper is for having short route running as his boosted stat. Out of all of the route runnings, short, mid, and deep, like that's the most worthless in my opinion. So it's like that's the other reason why it's bad. He's slow, short route running's not that great. He's a Cowboy, and his catch is only 88, and catching traffic stinks at 84. The one thing I will say this card has going for it is he's route runner archetype, which means he's going to get some good abilities, and those abilities are going to be pretty cheap. So on a theme team, you know, Raiders obviously are one of the more popular teams. This card might not be too bad, but I just wish maybe they boosted, not that I was going to get the card, but if they would have boosted like mid route running instead of short route running, that would have made the card a lot more usable. And the other thing is we have another wide receiver to choose from out of these free cards, and it's Mike Evans. Now, if we take a look at Mike Evans, obviously he's +1 speed, so we're better there, okay? The mid route running is better than the short, so that's more important, but not only that, the deep route running on this card is 89, and that's going to get you to 90 with that superhuman, you know, strategy item or super suit. So now we're looking at 90 deep route running, 89 speed, 90 catch and traffic. Again, these are all +1s. 88 catch, and then 92 spec catch. That's his boosted stat, and that's all before the power-up. So basically this card with the power-up we're going to have now at 90 speed, 90 catch and traffic, 90 spec catch. That's 90 plus is what I'm really saying. Deep route running at 90 plus, and then even the mid route running will be 88, very close to 90. Jump 91, and all of that plus the fact that he's a physical receiver and he's taller, right? He's taller, and tall receivers are pretty good in this year's game. So if you need a wide receiver, and again, all bias aside, or hate aside, I should say, Mike Evans clearly better for many reasons than Amari Cooper. So not a great card, but the best wide receiver out of the bunch if you need one. Now, we have Mike Gesicki. I'm not going to spend much time on this card. This card stinks. Like, he's a tight end, and to me, mid-route running is super important for tight ends. It's 82 on this card. His speed is 84. That's too slow. His run block is okay. Like, if you want to get this card as a backup tight end for running situations, by all means, go for that. Pretty good catch and good catch in traffic. Spec catch, okay. I mean, that's his superhuman thingy, right? But I'm just going to move on. This card is not a card you should be wasting your free pick on unless you're adding him for theme team purposes only. Now, the next two cards, I'm puzzled at these, right? And they're not bad cards, but they're so similar. So here we go. We got Stephon Gilmore. His superhuman thing is like man coverage, which is cool, right? 87 speed, not great. You know, we got the strategy item gets him to 88. The power-up gets him to 89. If you got one of those nice DB with the speed strategy items on your account, you can get him to 90 or even 91 speed with all of these various boosts. And that's going to make him usable. Agility 87, wish that was a little bit higher. Obviously, man coverage 91 is good. Zone coverage 86, not bad. And, you know, it's a solid, serviceable cornerback. You need 5 corners on your team. At most are going to be on the field. You know, mostly you're going to need like 3. But if you run any quarter, dollar, dime, you might have a 4th one there. So it's a good depth pick, right? But if we take a look at the next card, which is Tre'Davious White, I don't know why EA gave us 2 corners that are so similar to pick from. they both have the boosted stat of man coverage. I'm not understanding why, we had Shaq Griffin, I think, was an 86 overall for this promo, and his boosted stat was zone. I'm not understanding why they gave us two boosted stat man coverage guys. Now, this card, a tad bit faster at 87. Actually, I lied. They both have 87 speed, so that's the same. A tad bit better at zone coverage. Zone coverage for Tre'Davious White, 87, man 91. I think Gilmore's was 91 as well. His press is a little bit lower, agility a little bit lower. I think acceleration is slightly better, but they're just both similar cards here. To be honest, I can't really pick one over the other. I guess Tre'Davious White, because he's a tad bit better at zone and they both have the same man coverage. But they're both usable. I'm not going to say they're awful, but I wish they were faster. But when you add in that strategy item, we're looking at 88 speed and then 89 with the power-up. So they're not god-awful. They're pretty close to 90. And if you need a corner, you got two to choose from. But really, you could flip a coin and pick either one, to be honest. They're just so similar. And then the last card, and by far the best card out of the bunch. So yes, I'm telling you right now, this is the card that you should be picking up. It's strong safety, Jamal Adams. His superpower is hit power, and he has 91 hit power in the game, but that's not even why this card is good. Everything else is pretty solid, right? 87 zone, 89 speed, 88 acceleration, 90 pursuit. So again, with the +1 strategy item, we're now at 90 speed, 88 zone, 92 hit power, 90 play rec, 89 acceleration, 91 pursuit, and then if you power this card up, which I would definitely recommend, now we're looking at 91 speed, 93 hit power, we got 89 zone. If you can get one strategy item in there that's going to boost his zone, you're then looking at basically 90 plus hit power, zone, and speed, and probably tackle if you can get the right strategy items in there. And pursuit's already over there, and play rec would be above there, and acceleration. Basically this card's really good is what I'm trying to get at. Now, I know a lot of people are rocking Cam Chancellor at strong safety, so you might not be able to find this card, a spot for it in your lineup. The good thing is, you can go sub linebacker and put Cam Chancellor basically in the box playing traditional kind of linebacker spot, and then Jamal Adams up top. I rock two strong safeties on the field pretty much all the time, and with the strategy items that I have, I think I'm gonna have this card at like almost 93 speed, at least 92 speed, and then zones over 90. I like this card a lot. This is a no-brainer for me. This is probably going to be your #1 pick for most of you. So I definitely go with Jamal Adams if you're just looking for best player available. The other best options, I would go with Buckner is probably #2, just for the simple fact that you can upgrade your defensive tackle and not spend coins to do it. And then, like 3, A, B, and C would probably be Kamara, Tre'Davious White, and Stephon Gilmore. At whatever position you might need to upgrade there if you want to add some depth. Go there. Mike Evans, Amari Cooper, Mike Gesicki. I don't think I forgot anybody else. Those cards are probably going to be a pass for me. But of course, some of you might be rocking theme teams, and you might need those cards for that specific reason. But that's my thoughts on the card. No brainer. Jamal Adams, #1. Some other decent cards there. Let me know who you guys pick or who you're going to pick down below in the comment section. And we'll have more videos coming later today once the content goes live. Thank you for tuning into this one. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.